Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Elisa Marie Designs. I am Elisa Maria. Welcome back if you are back. And if you're back today, you're here for Self-Care Sunday, my favorite day of the week. And welcome if you're new. Please leave a comment down below if you're here for Self-Care Sunday, if you heard about it, if you're curious. Let me know. This is my favorite day of the week because I love Self-Care Sunday. I love that this is a little bit more focused attention on what we do for ourselves as a hobby, right? It's a hobby, but it's also a meditative practice, and it goes a little bit deeper. And if you like this kind of content, I am having a Raven event in October. I am doing it for members, so please consider joining. I want to have a little bit more of an intimate kind of a surrounding that membership brings, right? So think about joining if this kind of content sounds interesting to you, doing a little bit more of a deeper dive into your diamond painting. So yesterday I opened up Snow White, and I received from Cat Tiered from their Galaxy line, which you have to go to their website to get. It's not on Amazon. I got their Galaxy. They sent me their Galaxy drills. Oh my gosh! I just wanted to start diamond painting snow. However, I said I have these tray bricks, and these are from the Visions of the Past, Ivan Valachovic. And I was like, why don't you take those out and get a little bit more work done on Vision of the Past, because you're really starting to nail down your square drill technique. And I will say that this canvas, I love it. I love Ivan Valachovic. Let's look at it if you don't know it. Let's see if I can get my tripod to cooperate with me. So I love this canvas, and I love Ivan Valachovic. I love him as an artist. I love the dreamy, like, surreal feel of his paintings. This reminds me of a snapshot, and then he just added in other elements. This reminds me a lot of my own bedroom. Well, I live in John's house now. It's our house. He hates when I say that. But I moved into John's home when we got married. But my home is very much like an old Philadelphian. I collect a lot of antiques. So there's this very antique-y feel. My windows were almost the same. And I used to say, if I could find a way to move my bedroom, well, my whole home, that is in Philadelphia, to New York, I would move to New York full time. But when I saw this painting, I was like, this is my dream. This is it. The window, the skyline reminded me of New York. This reminded me of my home in Philadelphia. There's so many elements to this painting that every time I look at it, I find something else hidden. It really just is a hidden treasure of, I'm sure, of Ivan's past, of maybe his childhood. He is such an interesting artist. I did a little background if you ever want to take a deeper dive on an artist. He has a fascinating background. So I still have this hanging on a hook, and I'm wondering, why are you not coming towards me? Because you're still on the hanger. So I was like, let me take this out and let me play around with this. Now, I also have my, I have this, can you see it? I have this on wheels, because at one point I was diamond painting on the floor. So this is on wheels, so I have to be really careful. And those of you that know me, you know I'm clumsy. I'm just giving you a heads up. There might be a little bit of confusion. So I don't know, you know, Dreamer Designs tightened this canvas quite a bit. This is the type of canvas where you take very small sections to work on. So I think what I'm going to do is try and get it near me. I might not be able to pick up where I left off because of the, you know, the tray that's moving, and other things that are on my desk. I think I might have to start. Do I want to turn it upside down and actually start in a new corner? I don't know. Decisions. Well, I could actually maybe work up the canvas here. And I will get you closer. I've resorted to just sticking my tripod on the desk. Let's see. I'm trying to have it next to me. I feel like there's a person here all the time. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start. You can't see. Let me put you on the desk. Hello again. I put you on the desk. So I'm going to. Oh, now you're in my light. Maybe not. There we go. I'm going to start here and maybe work my way up. Sound like a plan? Okay, good. And then we'll do the reading, and then we'll see how this all coincides together. I do a little warm up. I don't just jump right into a reading because where's my art dot? Here we go. Ugh. Everything is across the other end of the room. Of course, because I had snow on my desk yesterday, and then I took her off because John is at the gym, and I'm like, let me get this done before he comes in. And then he has to read chapter 12 of Jaws, and then we're going out to dinner with friends. I'm going to just take a baby bite here. I don't like covering too much of my canvas. I'm not going to be able to rip this. Oh, thank you. I like cutting it, but we don't have that luxury today of cutting it. Where do I want to go? Which way do I want to diamond paint? Okay, I'm going to be taking a small section here. I hear you, Gwen. One of my members, she's like, just go for the bigger pieces. Just do it big. Just get it done. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Gwen. She's so funny. And if you become a member, you'll get to meet Funny Gwen. I have a lot of funny members. We have a lot of fun. Okay, let me see. Can I do this with my nail? There we go. All right. Whew. Now I got to get reacquainted with, when I don't do a lot of diamond paintings all at one time, but then there comes the point where you got to get reacquainted with the symbols again. So thankfully I have a process where I do all my white symbols first, and I start with the darkest, which is black, because black is going to lead you into all the other shade colors. So your white symbols are your darker colors on the canvas. So black is going to be your outline, kind of, sorta. And then an artist will use other colors, maybe like a gray or a blue, to bring in some shading. So I could see that there's a black that's going to be the outline, and then like a shade color of a hunter green and a brown. It's going to be a pretty section. I couldn't wait to get to the chest. It's so pretty. And there's so many things on it and in it. Now I just got to try and find my scissor. Where are you? Here we go. Baby scissor. So I have been practicing my square drills with a kit made to practice your square drills, and that comes from Diamond Art Emporium. And there's quite a few designs available. I have the one called Woman, there's an iris, there's an owl, there's a fox, there's a cat. I think I named them all. And I'm going to just put my scissor there. Kind of a vision of the past, isn't it? And I have gotten really comfortable with a tweezer. I don't know where you came from, but you don't belong. And I'm comfortable with my Dreamer Design tweezers in particular. You'll get them in every kit, whether it's a square or around, and they do a really good job of picking up drills. So let's start with 310. What would be 310? Where would I have put the 310 at? Here's my extra drills. And, oh, 310 was in its own, oh, it's not even in a case. From Firefly. I love my Firefly. This I got from Leopard Leopold. It is a Firefly. I've had it. It's going on 3 years. It's falling apart. I won't give it up. I love it. So here's my 310s. Take a good look at your squares. Make sure they're even. One's not big, one's not small. Look for tabs. Take out any trash. If you are multi-placing and not going along with me with the square drill practice, then you know the way that your lines line up here, they're going to line up on your multi-placer, and they're going to line up on your canvas. So take a minute, take a breath. Looking pretty good. Dreamer Designs, you're looking pretty good with the black drills. Well, this one looks a little tiny. Here we go. And this one looks a little big. What is the actual size? Here we go. So I start with the black, and I believe before I put this canvas down, it's been on hiatus for some time and you're not in the shot. So let me start this over. I believe that, and I have my super steady on and my you know, that tracking thing off, so I don't know why it's having a hard time focusing. I believe that I started to use a tweezer here because of I was having a hard time with the multi-placer. It just was not cooperating. I felt like my drills were infringing on other spaces, and I was like, I'd rather just use a tweezer and be calm and not rush this. This is just going to be one of those canvases. It's going to be around for a while because I have a lot of canvases, and I have a few surprises coming up for you guys. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. I had no idea that John was going to be out of town tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, tomorrow's, I had said yesterday, I know I have something on the calendar for Monday, but I can't think of what it is. It's John's going to be out of town, so I am going to use that time that he's away to unveil a new artist for you. I should have never made that space. I'm trying to practice dropping them in between drills that are down. Yes, I have 2 new canvases, and one is actually a witch canvas, and I could use that for my event too. Use the second one for my event. So I have the Raven event coming up in October, and that is based on the teachings of the Ravens, and my members are so cute. They've been sending me Raven videos. I had no idea ravens could talk. Thank you, Jay Lely. Had no idea ravens could talk. And Tracy sent me a video of a gentleman that has an entire Instagram page based on photographing ravens, and let me tell you, they are spectacular. Oh my god, they have the most gorgeous feathers. They're like black and purple and blue, and not only are they gorgeous, but their eye is completely black. And this one picture that the video that she sent me, you could see like an image of like stark trees that the raven is looking at. It is so cool, but like eerie cool, but beautiful cool, like not scary, eerie. It's just so, I mean, like he just caught the perfect shot. That is such an amazing photo. So you guys are sending me ravens. I have some stuff for you guys. So let me just tell you, it'll be like, we're going to go live with the event, and I check in once a month with my members on a Google Meet, and we could do that too. I can do a Google Meet. I don't, these are not Dreamer Design tweezers. I'm trying to fake it. They're not Dreamer Design tweezers. I have to find my Dreamer Design tweezers. In the meantime, I'm using these. They're probably downstairs. Don't think I won't rip open a Dreamer Design kit right now and get tweezers out of there. I'm having too much of a hard time. Oh, maybe I have a pair in here. Well, let's just test my theory, because I found Diamond Art Club. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got about 7 of them in my little makeup case. You guys that know, I have this makeup case that I got from Amazon, and I keep all my supplies in here. You can actually make these compartments. So I have 3 Dreamer Design tweezers in here. So let's just see. I don't know where those other ones came from. Let's just see. I'm sitting on my jacket. Let me just test my theory with both of them. The Diamond Art Club ones are long, really exquisite, but the Dreamer Design ones have a better grip. That's my story. But let's see. I don't know. Maybe I've gotten better. I have a little glue on the end of these too, so that might help. Oh gosh, I'm so inquisitive. No, I can't grab them at all. Come on, Dreamer. Here we go. Now we're cooking. So am I in the shot? Because I moved everything around. Everything is in front of you and away from you all at the same time. Let me move this light. There we go. See the difference? Night and day. No problem. And I have complete confidence that when I go to grab the drill, I'm going to be able to pick it up. So, alright, we did a little test. So yes, the Raven event. That's going to happen every Wednesday in October, 7 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be a little journaling, little exercises to do, and really incorporating the behavior, the intellect of the Raven into our diamond painting. Like, what lessons can we learn? There's lessons to learn from nature everywhere. And I don't know, I've been drawn to the Raven this year. I didn't realize how many t-shirts I had with ravens on it, so it's been an unconscious thing also, where I have a lot of Raven t-shirts. Like, where did these come from? And you guys that know me know I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and then after a while everything comes together. It's kind of like I'm just being consciously led. Does that make sense? I don't know why I pick things up or do things or want to do things this way or that way, but in the end they always, you know, kind of, it's like, oh, here's where we were leaving you. Do you get it now? Kind of like that. Oh my gosh, get yourself, even if you don't like Dreamer Designs, get their toolkit. I love the putty wax. I made a cover minder lid to my light board. I take the cover off the Dreamer Design putty. You get 2 of them. I call it putty. It's a putty wax. And I took the lid off, and the lower part of the lid, there's a deep well for the wax, but then the lid is short, and I use my Quake putty, and I just Quake putty it down over my light board light, so that I don't keep hitting it and turning it off, which is so annoying, especially when you are videotaping and the lights going on and off and you got to start over again. I'm so curious as to what today's reading is. I don't even know what the date is. I should look that up first. think it's the 26th. I'll figure it out. So yeah, I just kind of love my tweezers now, but I love my pens too. And I was able to fix, and I should have brought this out yesterday for my Snow White. This is a perfect match. This is also from Cat-Eared, I don't know how you say it. This is a perfect match to their Galaxy trays. I think I have the box still here. Oh yeah, here. Aren't they cute? And, you know, sometimes the clear bottoms are hard to see, so these are a little frosted. These just remind me of like an opal, but look how pretty the pen goes with it. Stop it right now. So this is glass. This fell, rolled off my desk and hit the floor. I have a tile floor, and it broke. I am going to get another one, but I was able to glue it because this is what we were using to practice our square drills. Look at what a beautiful match that is. Come on. I don't get curated, but when I have something that works, and this is a set, you know, I get so overjoyed. I get so, and I had the matching washi tape. I just couldn't pull it all together because this was gluing. It was actually drying when I did the video. So I'm going to see how well it holds up. I actually used, if you're saying, what kind of glue did you use? I actually used my Barely Art. That's what I used with this lid. That's what I used. We'll see how it holds up because it's on show today for this diamond painting sesh. A little bit more of the black, and then we will go over to the book. The Book of Awakening, and today's message. It's almost like, I almost feel like it never fails that whatever I'm reading it's something that I need to hear. I hope you feel the same way too. It feels like almost like a divine intervention of words that come together, and it's like, okay. And like every week I say the same thing. That was such a good reading. Oh, I really enjoyed that reading. Or I thought this reading was going to be boring, and then all of a sudden all the words just came together. So we'll have some of that. Actually, the Raven was inspired. I was in a yoga class with my mentor, Felicia, and she was reading from Pema Chodron's book, Awakening Loving Kindness. I'm like, we both like books with the word awakening in it, that's for sure. And she was reading about ravens, and Pema Chodron was observing ravens playing in this wild weather that was, you know, forming. And she noticed that the more wild the weather was, the more fun the ravens were having. And I went, ding, 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 ding. I could do a class about that, and I can incorporate, you know, she was talking about other things about ravens, but I still didn't know that they could talk. Then I thought, gosh, this is like kind of like the kind of sort of thing that I hear from my members and subscribers when it comes to confetti, or if it comes from being overwhelmed with too many canvases or stash. I actually thought yesterday, well, I know I'm going to be raffling off some canvases that I received. And I'm just, it's not that, I keep telling myself they're going to outlive me, these canvases, but are they really? I mean, Lizette took 2 years off to do I don't know how many canvases. You know what I mean? They didn't outlive her. So I'm like, is it really true when I say, oh my God, all these canvases, I'm not going to have enough time? Or are we just getting, you know, rolled into the feeling of this is too much, this is like consumption maybe, too much, I'm going to get overwhelmed. Are you really? Like, are you really going to get overwhelmed? I don't know. Then I look at Katie with all her canvases, and she has such joy with the canvases that she has. And she's like, sometimes she just likes to go and look at them. I mean, I have canvases that don't have a tighter field now, or the drills aren't as nice, but I'm still looking forward to doing them because they're Curtis Reikovich, and I love him too as an artist, and I love Dreamer Designs, and I want to see, like, how far has this company come? You know, what were they doing back then that they're not doing now? And it's going to be a challenge, believe me. The Ice Queen is going to be a challenge because I think they had red lines on the canvas. I don't think the drills were as nice, but they were starting out, and I like learning about the company. Like, here's where we were, and here's where we are. And I think we all have to, like, keep that in mind, that they have a vision, but, you know, they're doing baby steps, and they're doing it when they can afford it. And, you know, I try and, you know, as a business owner, I kind of know that that's the path. If you're, you know, you can go all gung-ho, and then it might not work, but I think that, you know, the way that they're baby stepping it along, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job. And if you're just getting to know me, you know, I have always picked canvases that kind of spoke to me in some way. Either they, you know, evoked some kind of memory, or a feeling of some sort where I don't know if I have anything in here. Now I'll fill in with my pen. Where I'm like, oh yeah, this reminds me of this or that. Or I was just, you know, thinking of this. Or I want to try something new. So I think I need a little putty in here. I don't know. Oh, I see some crazy kind of wax up here that I think this came from Ren. I think it came from Ren. It's like a harder wax, but I think there's putty in there, and so, like, if you had putty, you have got to try and stay with putty. Oh no, this is actually Dreamer Design purple wax. All right, here we go. So let's see, because it's warm in here. Oh yeah, it's warm in this room. I have my air on in the back. Let's see. Just as long as you don't leave a mess. If not, I do have some of the putty wax from Dreamer Design right here, and I put like little extra drills on the top to kind of press in what I just loaded, so it doesn't get all over that first drill. Still a little wax on there. Like I said, it's warm in here. I am having a better time at getting my squares on this canvas because of the tweezer creating the outline. And even I was watching Lisette. I'm a member of Lisette from Lisette Crafts and Tells, and she was, oh, she does a passion project. And for those of you that don't know what a passion project is, it's any kind of category where you do things that are interrelated to each other. So she's doing a Paris passion project, and I love the Paris bathroom that she has. I'm really starting to dig those scenes, and it's kind of like the girl is like in the bathtub, and she's got a glass of wine, and there's a dog next to her, I think a cat too. And I said to Lisette, I've never seen prettier hands on a diamond painting. The hands are so delicate and pretty, and she's got blue nail polish on. And she's reading a book, and there's all these little details in this Paris bathroom that are gorgeous. And Lisette is like, I love the Dreamer Design canvas. I don't know why anybody has a problem with it. And I'm like, you know what? She's right. You know, if she doesn't have a problem with it, this woman that took a 2-year hiatus to diamond paint and get her stash under control, and she's seen a lot of changes, and she's diamond painted from a lot of companies. I have to work this. I want to not only diamond paint for enjoyment, I want to diamond paint also for stimulation and learning something new and becoming better at my craft. It's the same thing when I draw or sketch. I was getting really good with my sketch work. I was looking at my old art journal, and I was like, oh gosh, my faces were really starting to come together. But I dropped the pencil, I dropped it maybe for something else. Maybe I started to crochet again or diamond paint. And I'm trying to get back to that also, because I want to get that technique back down again, where I was just, becoming really relaxed with a colored pencil or a piece of pastel or chalk. And so it's the same thing with my diamond painting. I want to become a little bit more relaxed, but also a little bit more stimulated also by the diamond painting. For those of you that don't know Ivan Valachovic, he is from Slovenia, yes. And he spent most of his childhood, they call it a sanitarium, I guess we would call it a hospital, because his little bones would break so easily. Oh, he has what would you call it? I don't want to say a disease. It's not a disease. Where I don't believe that he suffers from it any longer, but when he was little, he did, and he spent a lot of his time, he would say, daydreaming out the window and sketching and drawing, and I kind of get the impression that a lot of what is in here is from his youth, from his childhood, from looking out a window. Again, I love this painting. So all my black is down. Let's look at today's reading. Let's put the black back first. Dying to see what this reading is about today. I'm so curious. What's next? Let me just get it queued up. So I have all my white symbols on one side of the tray so that I don't have to look all over for what it is that I'm looking for. And I have to remember the canvas is on its side, so yes, I have all different trays. I didn't have enough tray bricks, so I had to incorporate some of my Elizabeth Ward. I always want to call her Josephine Ward, because I get them confused with Josephine Wall. But I must be slowing down. My brain is caught up to my mouth. And then I go back and I just, straighten them up a little bit. If there's anything that needs to be going in the right direction. If I have to press any of them down, I turn my tweezers around and use the head of the tweezer. And now that I have them in with the tweezer, I could see that there is more than enough room for another drill to go in, but that also there's just enough room because my drills are in their drill space and these drills will be in their drill space. All right, let's look at the reading. So today is Sunday, July 27th. This is the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, July 27th. What did we read last week? Oh, Ubuntu. Oh, I love that reading. Ubuntu, which is a deep African way of being. I am because you are because I am. And these readings tend to flow one into the other. The 27th. Ugh. I always do that, like when I see a title that I don't want to see, and I'm, oh gosh, the 26th is Pema Chodron. I'm going to have to turn this over so that I'll have to read this. I didn't read yesterday's. And so the quotes come from all over. The 26th was Pema Chodron. And I guess that this is Mark's because there is no author. Okay, and the July 27th. Allowing pain in. Another paradox I continually struggle with is how to let others in without becoming them. So the first thing I think of is, if you are attracted to this kind of work, you're probably very compassionate, very empathetic, and you're kind of like a sponge for people's emotions. You feel what they feel. How to open the door of compassion without the things and people we feel for overpowering us. It goes as far back as Jesus and Buddha, and the miracle of such spirits is that they show us that there is some basic clear element in each of us, like water, which can glow without a name, which can allow the pain and grief of others in without turning us into just pain and grief. I hope I'm reading this the right way, or at least this is the message that I'm getting. And I'm remembering my girlfriend Denise who used to say to me, you have to learn how to be there, but protect yourself from it. You know, it's not your grief, it's not your pain, it's not your struggle. You can't go running all the time. You can't be like the rescue worker. But you're doing enough just holding the space. Many traditions speak to this. We call it love when we do this for another, and compassion when we hold this intention for all living things. The Tibetan Buddhist tradition has a meditation practice called Tonglen, which I've heard Felicia, my yoga teacher and mentor, speak about through this awakening love and kindness with Pema Chodron. So it's interesting that Pema is the page before. That asks us to breathe in the suffering of the world, to hold it in that unbreakable place of compassion, and to then breathe back light. Yes, this is something that I have heard from Awakening Loving Kindness by Pema Chodron. The beauty of such a practice is that it assumes and affirms that there is something timeless and indestructible within each of us that can heal us and the world if we can just open ourselves to it. And like with that last paragraph, I thought of Ivan Valachovic, him sitting with his own pain, and look at the light that he let out. Look at what he breathed in, and look at what he let out into the world. For all of us now to share it. I'm sure anyone that looks at a canvas, they might just look at it and say, wow, it's really cool, I want to do that, and that's okay. That's more than okay, that's perfect. Or, like myself that looks at it and wonders, like, where did these images come from? What part of his mind did this come out of, And, I that last paragraph, it just reminded me of, the breathing in the suffering of the world, to hold it in that unbreakable place of compassion, and then breathe back light, breathing in the suffering of the world. You are creating the world that you want to live in, and the world is inside of you. And I'm sure there was a lot of pain and suffering in his world that he was sitting with and breathing out through his sketches. The beauty of such a practice is that it assumes and affirms that there is something timeless and indestructible within each of us that can heal us and the world if we can just open ourselves to it. So the exercises that are at the end of each one of these passages, these kind of observations and field notes from Mark Nepo, and field notes that he makes on these quotes from Jesus. Jesus is coming up. I talk to Jesus every day. And Thich Nhat Hanh. I just want to give you some idea of, oh, here comes Jesus again. I don't think I've ever had a quote from Jesus in this reading, and I just saw two. These are Mark Nepo's Zen saying. So there's sayings from all over, much like Meditations from the Mat, from Rolf Gates and Katrina Kenenson. They take inspiration from different quotes. So Mark's instruction or guidance would be to sit quietly until you feel centered. Breathe steadily and bring to mind and heart the pain of someone dear to you. Breathe deeply, inhaling their pain to that center of compassion we all carry. When you feel their pain, you have transformed some part of it. Now exhale light. And I said in the beginning of this diamond painting session how I felt about this canvas. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if what I think is true about this canvas. But I do know the artist. And I do know that from what I can see, he's breathed out a lot of light, and he's transformed his pain in some way. I don't know. This is just the feeling, the intuitive feeling that I get from it, and that's the way I move through my life, very intuitively. It's a gift that we all have. I think women are a little bit more sensitive to it. I think men are too, but it's a different type of energy. There's the yin energy of the female and the yang energy of the male. And so I think that men feel intuitively protective, and where women feel intuitively the compassion, sort of the intuitive energy. And working with both of them is, where my yoga practice comes in at. I'm going to need, actually, I'm not going to try and drop these in. Can I? No, they're going to fly all over. Not that good at it yet. But let me get the ones that I can get. So, yeah. So I don't know why Ivan, I will. Hello, Ivan. I will, I am a member of his Instagram. And I will message him. When I did start doing this canvas and I was noticing different things about this canvas, he actually did post a quote here. And he did affirm what it was that I was seeing in the canvas. So, I don't know. It might be too personal for him to talk about. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm shouting out to you, Ivan. Do you hear me through the echoes? It's one of my favorite songs from Paolo Nutini, Through the Echoes. I don't know. And I would say, if you want something really surreal, like a beautiful voice, oh gosh, I went to go see him when he was here. I discovered him on YouTube, didn't know who he was. But I have an ear for music. I know, like in the first note, whether I like someone or not. And I heard Paolo Nutini sing Better Man. And I just stopped what I was doing. I got in front of the he keeps actually like in a rotation of a radio station I was listening to on YouTube. And that was it. I went on the Paolo Nutini kick. And John and I, we actually did this last night. John and I, and it's usually on a Saturday night too, it's so funny. We went out to dinner and we come home and he wanted me to listen to a song. He said, do you think that I could do this song? And I was like, I think that you can. Tom Petty did it. I think that you can do it. And I think that you would do it well. 12-string acoustic. My husband loves a 12-string acoustic. So we do this thing then where it's like we pass the remote back and forth to each other to like, I want you to hear this. Well, let's listen to this. And we play, pass the remote, and we pick songs out. And we had a fun time last night. And I was actually playing, when we actually had another friend here, and you know, he got in on it. And I was like, I want you guys to listen to this artist that I found. Have either one of you heard? Now, my husband knows everybody. He knows everyone. It doesn't matter who it is, how obscure, what year. He will tell you the cover, the label, who managed who, and whatever. And I had him listen to Paolo Nutini. And he's like, I never heard of this guy. He's from Scotland. Nothing. And I said, you know, intuitively again, I looked him up and he was coming to Philly, to the Scottish Rite. John went out and got the tickets and brought them home the next day. Scottish Rite is standing room only. It's an old church, I believe. And we went. I'm gonna put. He does a poster. He does a piece of artwork for each city that he's in, and the one that was from Philly, I absolutely adore. John sat. We stood spell. I didn't know. I knew I knew most of his music by now, and listened to all of it. I am urging you guys to please listen to this man sing, and thank me later. You're welcome. He came out, I had no idea, with a full band. John couldn't believe the price that he paid to see this guy. He was mesmerized. I was mesmerized. Women were already in the front on the stage. It was like Elvis was singing, and they were pressing themselves into the stage. He is mesmerizing. Please look him up. I wanted to get a linked account for music that I could buy music, and I could play it on my YouTube channel because they'll give me the license. They had someone call me from the office. They're like, you have 3 artists here that we don't have music for. I'm like, well, I don't want my subscription anymore because you don't have Paolo Nutini. I have a good ear, people. Listen to Paolo Nutini. You're going to love him. And if you know him, you know who I'm talking about. Oh, please comment down below so I have someone that I can share my love of this man in his music with. Please. No one knows who I'm talking about ever. They're like, who? I'm like, I forget it. What's the next color? It's a G. It's a G. Here we go. So me and John were playing, we were passing the remote yesterday. Here's what I try and do. Like, I worked with black, and then I work with the next color that is hugging the border, and the next color that's hugging the border is G. So we were out to dinner yesterday, and what started this was, we were out to dinner, and this is at a place that John plays. He's played there once, and he's going to play there again. They want him to come back. This is the old Art Dot containers. I kept the small ones for aesthetics. This is not the new one. The new ones are easier to open, and I forgot how I used to open these. Here's where I stab myself with the tweezers. Oh, look at that. Just get it in there. No blood, people. Not this time. So we're out and we're eating dinner at a place that John is going to be, after the summer's over, he's going to be doing a couple of gigs there. Am I in the shot? Yeah, okay. So, this song comes on. I Go to Rio by Pablo Cruz. And I'm like, I think Barry Manilow did this song. Because, actually one of John's friends came over And he's like, hey, I go to Rio. And I'm like, who is singing this song? He's like, Pablo Cruz. I'm like, well, didn't Barry Manilow sing it? He's like, I don't think so. I could get it confused with the Copa. I'm like, no, I know Barry Manilow's. Well, it wasn't. Because we came home and we were playing Pass the Remote, and it was actually Peter Allen. And now I'm telling you guys, I'm putting this up for Monday. This is your Monday motivation. You're gonna listen to this performance of Peter Allen singing I Go to Rio. And if you are not up dancing, using your diamond drill containers as maracas, well then go lay back down, because you know you've passed away and you don't know it. That's all I could have thought about, was like, I have to post this for my members. This is going to be their drill break, to get up and put this song on and just dance your worries away. It's coming tomorrow, I'm telling you. It's coming. The performance was outstanding. First of all, he tells a story in the beginning, and you guys know I love a story. He tells a story about the song. He's actually in Rio, and he's in a club, and the song comes on, and that's not the story. The story got even better. And he is a madman on the piano. I love my husband on an acoustic guitar. I love him on a 12-string. I love him on an electric guitar, but you guys have yet to see my husband on the piano. He is a madman on the piano. He can bang those keys, let me tell you. And I would love for him to do this song. He's like, are you crazy? Do you see the energy that this man has? I'm like, John, all I can think about is that I have to share this with my members. We have to do this as a drill break. Oh, maybe we'll do it on Google Meet. The Raven. We'll go to Rio with the Raven. This is the way things go here, people. I'm telling you. Jump on. This is the way they go at Elisa Maria Designs. It was almost 9 minutes long. He was in the other room shaking gin martinis, and I had the drill cases from the Square Drills kit that I had downstairs, or the Mermaid, and I was shaking them like maracas, and we were dancing all over the living room last night. It was so much fun. So much fun. I was clapping and cheering. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe this performance. I couldn't believe it. Now I'm a Peter Allen fan. My heart was palpitating. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I went and did this at 10 o'clock at night. I had so much energy. As you guys know, if you got up to a bunch of community posts and a Facebook page for the Raven, and reminders to the Witch event that I'm also hosting in, well, pre-registration is now. You have until July 31st to make the registration. Pre-registration qualifies you for a special raffle for pre-registering. And then August 1st is registration. And this, Ren wants everybody to know that this is going to be the event of prizes. Right? He's like Oprah. You get a car. You went and shopped. You're getting a prize. Or you're going to be eligible for a prize. You use the coupon. We're going to have another raffle for that. If you use a coupon, if you pre-register, if you use a discount code, if you shop any of our sponsors. There's going to be a prize for everything. He is so much fun. He's so much fun. So much fun. I love people like that. Joy. It's called joy. It's called being benevolent. It's called loving life. And I love him for it. I didn't know that also that he does so much work in his shop. That he does so much of the diamond painting work. Oh my God. Incredible. Oh my gosh, am I going to have to pull you too with the tweezer? Alright, let's not even play. So if you have the old ones, there's a little hook in here. Here it is. Is that the hook? Was I holding it the wrong way? Alright. I am sticking my tweezer in that space. See right there. It's like breaking into a safe. The old ones are. Old ones are like breaking into a safe. The new ones open up very easily. But I didn't throw them away because aesthetically they were so pretty. Look how pretty they look. And like I said, I'm not a curator. And so when I have something that gets like, ooh, something pretty to look at, I shove it in right under that camera. Where am I going? H. So, yeah. This was a fun day. This was a fun morning. I'm glad I got my self-care Sunday done. And I am, you know, very, very, very touched by this painting. As I am painting it, I'm feeling very emotional towards it, you know. And is some of this AI generated? Yes, I believe that it is. But it still came. I mean, there are a lot of fine artists on diamond painting companies, you know, gallery, if you want to call it. And, you know, they're fine artists, but their work has to be produced to a diamond painting. You know, so some of it is AI generated. It's not like I've been seeing canvases now where, let's just say, well, let me pick an artist. Let's just say Curtis Reckovich, okay? So they'll put a Curtis Reckovich image up and they'll say to AI, create an image in this style. Well, that's a complete ripoff. That's not this. This is the artist's work. So there's a big difference. Like, everybody is just like got their hair on fire with AI, you know. I had this discussion with my mother, and she's like, well, you know, I was writing I think she said she was writing a sympathy on a page, and it comes up, and it wants to write it better, and it does write it better. Like, you know, that it's taking over. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just, you use your brain, or you can use its brain. You know, it can't feel what you wrote, but it just helped you fluff up your words. Did I get all my H's? Oh, I have N out. Where am I at on time? Well, I have a little bit of lulls of time where I, you know, I didn't. I call this H, but it's actually I. I for Ivan. Ivan, your ears must be ringing. Your hair must be on fire. I love, you know, being a member of his. I'm not on social that much. I'm trying to be. You know, but what is this? Oh, N. When I am, I go to just the people that I know. I go to the people that I know. And Ivan is one of them, because I am a member of his. And so I get to see a lot of his stuff before it goes up. Either on his social, or maybe it's going to be a diamond painting. Another diamond painting. I can't get that song Rio out of my head now. I go to Rio de Janeiro. A friend of mine, a very good diamond painting, a very good rubber stamp artist. Hello, world of Michael Trent. We hung out together in New York. He used to come to my cafe. We used to do art classes together. And he's in Brazil now. And so I was thinking of him too. Oh, look, I am able to drop some in. See when they align perfectly in their drill space? You can drop them in. Maybe I'm going to drop you and then turn my tweezer around. No, I don't like doing that. No, I don't like doing that. Oh, tight fit, but, you know, there's really no room. If you're not in that drill space, there's really no room. So, that's why I like using the tweezer. There's nowhere to go other than into another drill space. And if you don't fix it, you're just going to continue that line. If this was in this drill space, then this one is going to be in this drill space, and this one's going to be in this, and so on and so on and so on, and your work is going to look crooked. And that's why I put this away, because I was getting a little frustrated with it, and I was really, you know, heartsick, because I love the painting. Like I said, it reminded me of New York and Philadelphia being married together, my bedroom and the skyline of New York. Something I always wanted to do in my dreams. And I was getting frustrated that I couldn't align my drills properly. And I was like, but I'm a multi-placer, and these are like lines of color, and I should just be able to use my multi-placer. And I don't know, maybe our multi-placers need to have a overhaul, right? If the grid changed, I'm sure the spacing of the multi-placer changed also. Something to think about. I always said to on my videos, when you align your drills, give them a little tap before you pick them up with the multi-placer, because I always found that having that little wisp of air in between them aligned them better into the drill space. So, I don't know, maybe I'll just save the multi-placer for the older canvases that, you know, I don't have this problem with, but even still, I still enjoy how my drills look with a tweezer. And when I was doing the square drill space practice, I did one 10 by 10 area, maybe it was a little bit bigger, and when I removed the washi tape to go into the next square, that line was so straight. Every drill was on the, not one of them was encroaching on the drill space that was underneath the washi tape. You know, sometimes you pick this up and you kind of have to squeeze them in there. That's because your drill is not aligned somewhere. And I went through that with Woman in Hat and Feather Bow. I've been talking about this canvas for I don't know how long. I spent more time aligning the drills on that canvas than I actually did doing the canvas. Drove me insane. Drove me bonkers. I gotta watch when I say that word, because Foofy thinks I have bonkers, and then he comes running. He's so funny. All he wants to do now is live in the yard, since we enclosed our yard and he can't get out, and all he can do is look at birds all day long and talk to them. All he wants to do is live in the yard, and it was 104 yesterday, and he just wanted to be in the yard. I'm like, Foofy, I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes and flies. We have to go in the house. And he just looks at me, rolls over. Well, I ain't going. Well, you go. I'm like, how could this cat, with all this fur, lay on this hot concrete? You're a city cat now. You're not living in Jersey anymore on the grass. He don't care. He's like a mountain lion. And shout out to our girl Molly. Molly Graham. Molly Graham. Molly was valedictorian. That was Gabrielle's joke. This is Gabrielle's Yorkie. She went to obedience school. And I was like, oh, she graduated with honors. She had a little graduation cap on. Cutest little thing. Graduated in cuteness. So cute. And me and John, every time we get a picture of Molly, we sing, we got a Molly Graham, Molly Graham. Oh, don't put that in there. That's wrong. Let's not, you know, start mixing drills together. You got enough problems. My members, if you're here, if you're listening, what I want to do is I want to give you the invitation to check out my Discord. I just got to rip the Band-Aid off. I think I've done enough playing around with it, and I just got to let you guys take a look at it and tell me before it goes public. Yeah, it looks good. No, it doesn't look good. You have to do this or whatever. So be on the lookout for that post to my members. So this is what I do. I just keep working my way. I work from the black, and then I just keep working my way out with all the white symbols. And then eventually they meet up. I love this pen. I absolutely love this pen. I think because it's glass and it's not heavy, it's so light, and it's cool. That's the other thing. It's cool to the touch, and it just feels so nice. And I'm disappointed that I didn't have it out for my cinder. Well, I wasn't diamond painting either. So when I'm diamond painting, you will be seeing this. So now, wherever I was with the last color is usually where the next color is going to go down. So I was here, but I don't, oh, yeah, see, I was here. So there's some of these same drill colors right next to it. So where was I with the last color? The last color I think was B. And I don't see any more of this. So I'm going to put you away. And I'm just working through my white colors. Here's the flowers. Right now I'm just really grabbing what I'm seeing. Because we're coming to the end of this video. And I know I have a lot of block of time that I was like off camera. Looking for stuff. Oh gosh, they fit so nicely. And I'm sorry, there's no crunch. There might be. This is a tight canvas, so I might be wrong here. There might be some crunch coming with this canvas, because this canvas to me is super tight. Where was I? I'm going with the lines next. If I could find you in here. I'm getting reacquainted, like I said, again, with these jewel containers and what I have where. Nope, so we're going to go with this one. Are you going the right way? Is the canvas the right way? Yes, there's the top. So these are the ones that are going. You are not the right one, you're the wrong one. Pay attention to that. Let's do the L. Pay attention to your symbols if they're going the way that your canvas is. Oh, the boy's home. I hear John downstairs talking to Foofy. He's saying, where's mommy? This is going the right way, right? This is the top? Yeah, that's the right color. That looks more like a green. This looks more like a gold. And he'll hear me talking to myself, and he'll come in. I'll be like, are you videotaping? No, when you're not here, I just talk to myself. Have nothing to do. And, you know, I just sit around talking to myself. Mumbling in a corner, stuttering until you come home. I'm a Virgo. We're sarcastic. I know he's going to want to read because we're on a short schedule. So I'm going to wrap up. Maybe I'll wait for him to come in and interfere first. Gabrielle calls him the interloper. I need my pen. Is there anything that I could crunch? Let me put this one in, and then we'll see. See, he's home. The phones are ringing. Let's see. No. Sorry. No crunch. He comes in. It's like a marching band. He comes in, and it's the... I remember when he was working still. And it would be me and Foofy, and I'd have all day of diamond paint. You know, I did what I had to do in the house, ran my errands, come home, and I would have, because he would work overtime. He would work his days off. And so I had a lot of time to diamond paint and craft my channel. And then, you know, right before he would come home, I would have dinner, like, waiting and stuff. Oh my God. He scared the life out of me. You guys, I should have left the camera running. He was not downstairs talking to the cat. He was talking to the cat through the screen door. I locked the screen door. And and then the Ring doorbell was calling me. I'm like, oh my God, I think he's locked out. He's not. He's not. And with the phone ringing, it was him calling me. He was like, are you serious? You want me on this? Hurrying up to practice, which means my diamond painting session is over. I will see you tomorrow with the surprise artists and canvases. Please like, comment, subscribe, become part of our membership, and you know, all of it helps the channel. So I will see you tomorrow with a new artist and another surprise. And poor Foofy, he's scared. He's in the corner. Comes the lunatic now. Oh no, he went right to his room. So go practice. All right. Keep creating that world that you want to live in, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.